Hi, I'm Mark from eReplacementParts.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the switch on a DeWALT DCD950 cordless drill. There's a number of symptoms that would lead you to replace the switch on your cordless drill. The most obvious would be a tool that simply doesn't turn on. Of course, before you jump right to the switch, you'd need to eliminate the battery. Another symptom would be a drill that has no variable speed. You pull the trigger and it only has one speed. That's controlled by the switch. Also, the forward and reverse part of the drill is controlled in the switch. So if it won't go forward or reverse, likely you have a bad switch. Fortunately, switches are easy to replace, and while we're working on a DeWALT drill today, the same techniques are going to apply to pretty much any brand of cordless drill. We'll get started by opening up the drill case. On my DeWALT DCD950 drill, there's two screws that hold the transmission to the case, and then a series of screws that hold the two halves of the case together. I'll get started with these two screws on the transmission. Now I'll move on to those screws that hold the two halves of the drill case together. Now I can separate the two halves of the drill. You'll notice on the drill there's a sticker down here on the base. This one's already been cut, but if it hadn't, you'll need to cut that with a knife because it'll hold the two sides of the drill together. Now we have access to the switch. The next step is to remove the switch. But to do that, we have to remove the wires that go to the brush holders. To remove the wire on the lower brush holder, we need to remove the motor assembly. So we'll do that now. To disassemble the motor assembly, I'll start by removing the two screws that hold the other half of the drill case to the transmission. Next, the motor armature is held in place with these two blocks. We'll remove the four screws that hold those blocks in place. Now we can pull the motor and transmission assembly away from the drill. And now I can separate the brush holders from the wires going to the switch. I'll want to keep track of which wire goes to which brush holder and reassemble it the same way. And finally, I can pull the switch away from the drill. Now we can begin assembling our new switch. To start, I'll place the switch into the drill body, just like the other one was. There'll be some wires you need to route back into the drill housings so they're out of the way and don't get pinched when you put the two halves of the drill back together. Now I can replace the wire to the lower brush assembly and place that assembly back into the drill. Now I'll place the motor and transmission assembly back into the drill. Now I'll place the blocks back around the armature bearings and secure them with the screws. and then replace the 2 screws that secure the transmission to the drill case. Now I can reconnect the wire to the second brush holder and reinstall that brush holder into the drill. And again, I'll need to tuck in the wires. Now we can replace the other half of the drill case. There's a small bit holder down in the base of the drill case. If that fell out while you had the drill apart, you'll want to replace that now. And then the other half of the case. It's just a matter of getting everything to line up. And now we can put the screws back in. And finally, the last 2 screws that secure the transmission to the drill case. And that's all it takes to replace the switch on a DeWALT DCD950 cordless drill. If you found this video helpful, please feel free to leave a comment or ask us a question.